Hi, it's Minna from Flex Boots and Hidalgo Saddles in Australia. This video will show you how to put on the detachable panels to your Hidalgo saddle if you don't have centered stitching lines in the Velcro area that you can follow. So this one is a saddle that I already did earlier just to show you what it looks like. It's masking tape, so painter's tape from Bunnings, a couple of bucks. So I'll show you, I'll take it off and I'll show you how to put it on so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so hopefully you can see here that where the stitching lines run through the Velcro area underneath the saddle, they're not, I don't have a line of stitching down through the middle of the gullet, and the ones on the outside are not an even distance from the middle as well. So instead of guessing, you can just grab some masking tape. This is good because it's basically paper, like it's sticky paper, so it's really easy to tear, it's easy to put on, and it's easy to pull off. And you can just find the deepest point of the gullet at the front of the saddle. I actually like to feel for it. Sometimes looking at it, if the lines of stitching are off center, kind of tricks your eye a little bit, but I like to feel for it. So I'm going to pop it there and then pull some tape out and then just pull it back in a straight line. Give it a little stick down and just tear it off like that. Now if you're using a test saddle, or this is, let's say this is your brand new saddle, you're going to need to ride in this for a bit for the tree to mold and shape, and things will change in terms of where the panels need to be placed. Not necessarily, but possibly. So you may need to tinker with the placement of the panels. So if you put this line of tape through the middle, the center of the gullet, you can leave it there. It's not going to hurt the Velcro area, but just make sure that at the front and at the back that your Velcro, your tape is not sticking to the leather binding on either end, because if you leave that there, it will actually mark the leather permanently, and speaking from experience, you won't be able to remove it. So not that you're not going to see that on your own saddle, but if it's a test saddle, you don't want to send it back with that kind of damage, because you want your money back in case you don't want to buy that one. Okay, so we've got that down through the middle, so I'll grab the panels and we'll pop them on. Okay, I've got my panels. This is a Spanish saddle, so I've got Spanish panels. These are the special panels. And we're going to start with a 4-finger spinal channel at the rear of the saddle. So always start putting the panels on the saddle from the back, and then we're going to sort of fan them out towards the front. But I like to do, my hand is a certain width, so I like to use, this as a width to start with. And I've just worked out that, the middle of this measurement is the space between those fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the middle of the tape with that space there. About like that. So I'll do this one first. And then I'm just going to line the panel straight with the edge of my finger. This panel doesn't run the entire length of the saddle, so I'll set them forward because it will be easier for you to see at the front. So we're just going to pop them there. And I'm just going to stick the back of the panel down. Don't worry about the front because I'm going to move that around a little bit anyway. But just stick that down to start with, and then we'll do the other one. So I'm just going to swap hands. I'll use my other hand and go for the same space. And then you also want to make sure that your panels are centered or aligned so that you don't have one more forwards than the other. Now I can see this one's actually gone a bit closer to the tape than the other one. Oh, that's pretty good there. So, you know, if you stick them on and it's not right, all you can do is pull it off and just redo it, adjust it. But the tape's just really handy. It's a really handy reference. So I'm looking for the space from the edges of the tape to be even on both sides, and, you know, even alignment at the back. Actually, that one might be a touch more further back at the moment, but we'll see what it looks like at the front. Okay, so at the front, like if I was just to stick these panels down completely straight, it would make it very narrow at the front. So what we generally like to do is just to fan them out a little and just kind of, without, you know, holding the back down so it stays stuck, without forcing it, just kind of guide it out a little. Right, we'll do the other one. So I'm holding the back, so I don't want to unstick the very back of it. Just going to guide it out a little. Now, how do you know they're even? Well, you've got your tape line through the middle, so you can look from back here and just kind of move your gaze sort of forward and look at the space, you know, is the Velcro, amount of Velcro showing from both edges of the tape kind of even on both sides. It's pretty good. This one needs to go down a little bit. I know it looks like up, but it's, you know, down as far as the horse is concerned. Okay. And also, you know, when I do these, I flip the saddle and look at from the front as well. But I'm just doing it like this so it's easier for you to see. And this will, once you sit in it, this will all stick down really firmly all the way along. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'd say start from a position like this or similar to this, and remember that if you need to move the panels further together, closer together or further apart, just do small adjustments. So if I move this panel 1 centimetre up or 1 centimetre down, and I do the same to the other one, it's going to change the fit of the saddle by 2 centimetres. So, you know, if you move it 3 centimetres on one side and 3 centimetres on the other side, that is a giant difference to the fitting of the saddle as far as the horse is concerned. So just do little bits, and then you need to assess the fit and the balance after you have ridden in it. So you can't just do it statically by looking at it, because all of this will it will squish down and it will mold and shape and give as you're in it. So always make the final assessment after you have actually ridden in it. Just, you know, even for 5 minutes, a bit of walk and trot is usually, you know, sufficient to do that.